Florida man faces charges in deadly Los Angeles Palisades fire. A 29-year-old Florida man faces charges after authorities announced Wednesday his arrest in connection with the deadly Palisades fire that scorched parts of Los Angeles in January 2025. Jonathan Rinderknecht, an Uber driver, was arrested in Florida and is accused of maliciously sparking a brush fire on January 1, 2025, which later escalated into the catastrophic blaze. The fire resulted in 12 deaths, burned 23,448 acres, and destroyed over 6,800 structures, with estimated damages of approximately $25 billion. Federal prosecutors allege Rinderknecht set an initial fire that was suppressed but smoldered underground for days before high winds on January 7, 2025, caused it to reignite and spread. Digital evidence supporting the allegations includes iPhone videos, his repeated listening to a rap song about fire, and ChatGPT prompts for dystopian images of burning forests. Rinderknecht faces a felony charge of destruction of property by means of fire, carrying a potential sentence of 5 to 20 years in federal prison if convicted.
If he's found to be guilty, he should be given the death penalty.
Now arrest everyone else on video setting more fires and those responsible for not giving the firefighters the ability to put out the fires.
How is he not responsible to 12 deaths? He's a killer.
Wow, killed 12 people, only 5 to 20 years in prison?
20 years? 20 years for 12 murders and burning down a city? That's unacceptable.
So unlike what some media outlets reported, he is not a Florida man. He is a California resident who fled to Florida.
The judge should get 5 to 20 if they think that's a legitimate sentence.
Life without parole at the very least. The death penalty for killing 11 people would be justice served.
He deserves federal charges and capital punishment.
5 to 20 years? People died. That's insane.
Trump announces first phase of Israel-Hamas peace plan. President Donald Trump announced Thursday that Israel and Hamas have signed the first phase of a peace plan, which includes the release of all hostages, about 20 still living, and an Israeli troop withdrawal to an agreed-upon line. Speaking at a White House cabinet meeting, Trump credited mediators from Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey, as well as Senator Marco Rubio, for their pivotal roles in forging the agreement. This initial phase also involves the exchange of roughly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners. Officials described the deal as a historic breakthrough, marking the first agreement involving Hamas, Israel, and multiple Arab and Muslim nations. The Israeli military is expected to begin its withdrawal from parts of Gaza within 24 hours of government approval, with Hamas then having 72 hours to release all remaining hostages. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stated, "With God's help, we will bring them all home." The broader peace plan envisions the disarmament of Hamas, the group relinquishing power, and the establishment of transitional governance by Palestinian technocrats under international supervision. The United States, Qatar, Egypt, Turkey, and Senator Rubio have all been cited as key guarantors of the pact.
Rubio is a great Secretary of State. Goosebumps while hearing Marco summarize the success while speaking from his heart, clearly.
So much respect for Marco, and I'm not even an American. I could listen to him all day. He is such a great speaker.
What an embarrassing moment to be a U.S. citizen. Marco has been phenomenal and would crush any Democrat in 2028.
Marco is a giant now.
My admiration for Marco Rubio has grown exponentially. He's been masterful in his role.
I will believe it when I see it, but I have hope. Blessed are the peacemakers, amen.
Obama lives rent-free in Trump's head.
Senate fails funding bill. Government shutdown continues over healthcare. The U.S. Senate on Wednesday failed to pass a Democratic-led government funding bill, extending an 8-day shutdown as lawmakers remain deadlocked over expiring healthcare subsidies. The measure failed by a 47-52 vote, with no Republican support, mirroring previous attempts. The central dispute centers on Affordable Care Act, ACA, marketplace subsidies, which are set to expire at year-end and could significantly increase premiums for millions of Americans. Democrats are demanding negotiations to extend these subsidies before agreeing to reopen the government, while Republicans insist the government must be funded first before any talks on healthcare. This ongoing impasse leaves millions of federal workers in limbo, facing uncertainty about their paychecks. President Trump has reportedly threatened mass layoffs and targeted Democrat agencies as part of his strategy during the shutdown.
Republican voters need to step up and tell their representatives to protect health insurance premiums and save Medicaid.
Don't pay any of them, and they work quick. Don't pay them all while this is going on, not back payment or anything else. Stop their insurance that we the people pay. You're all for something until it starts affecting you and your immediate family.
They don't give medical care to undocumented immigrants, and Mike Johnson is a huge liar.
Health care matters.
Tell the truth. That federal benefit gives billions to the insurance industry. And they pay politicians bribes. That's it 100%.
Let the government shut down, force a balanced federal budget. Whatever, Marjorie, vote for impeachment or you are just plain useless.
All Republicans voted for the BS big beautiful bill giving the filthy rich tax cuts, and now they're crying.
There's children that could run this world and government better.
Pakistan Taliban ambush kills 11 soldiers near Afghan border. The Pakistan Taliban ambushed a military convoy in Pakistan's Kurram district near the Afghanistan border on October 8, 2025, killing 11 soldiers, including 2 officers. The assault began with roadside bombs that destroyed vehicles, followed by an attack from militants using heavy weaponry. The group swiftly claimed responsibility, stating its intent to destabilize Pakistan's government and enforce a hardline Islamic caliphate. The Pakistani military responded with a counteroffensive in Orakzai, claiming to have eliminated 19 TTP fighters. The attack highlights the Tehrik-i-Taliban Pakistan's increasing activity and ongoing threat in the northwest region, where attacks are surging. The group, which shares ideological ties with the Afghan Taliban, has seen increased operational confidence since the Afghan Taliban's return to power in Afghanistan in 2021, gaining access to sanctuaries. Pakistan has consistently accused the Afghan Taliban of harboring TTP fighters, a claim Kabul denies, leading to strained bilateral relations. 2 days after the ambush, India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar met with Afghanistan's acting Foreign Minister Amir Khan Muttaqi to discuss the mutual threat of cross-border terrorism.
Good, very good, they are good peoples.
Long live friendship.
Afghanistan, India's good friend.
Always we support Afghanistan. Please focus women empowerment, education as we are in 2025.
The fact that they called Afghanistan Hind is not just a misuse of the word. but suggests that Afghanistan is under the influence of an Indian-leaning position and culture.
Welcome Afghanistan.
Yes, we both Indian and Afghani are suffering from cross-border terrorism from Pakistan.
Hamas announces Gaza peace deal. Israeli strikes immediately follow. Hamas announced a Gaza peace deal on October 9, 2025, including a permanent ceasefire and prisoner exchange, brokered by Qatar and Egypt. However, Israeli airstrikes immediately struck Gaza City, raising questions about the agreement's implementation. Hamas leader Khalil al-Hayya stated the accord involved Israeli withdrawal from Gaza and the opening of the Rafah crossing, with guarantees from the U.S. and mediators that the conflict had completely ended. Despite U.S. President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announcing an historic accord and an immediate ceasefire, Israeli warplanes launched raids on northern Gaza. Eyewitnesses reported explosions, though officials did not confirm casualties. The renewed violence followed Israel's refusal to release 4 Palestinian prisoners, a key Hamas demand. National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir reportedly opposed the peace plan due to provisions for releasing Palestinian prisoners.
Gaza truce. There will never be a truce as long as the murderous Netanyahu is in power.
So, Hamas has sacrificed 67,000 Palestinians to bring back fewer than 2,000 militants. This group is insane.
I stand with Palestinians.
Netanyahu will foul this up.
You can never make a deal with the devil. They are all warmongers, including the USA. They created the monster and feeding it with bombs for genocide.
He wants the war to continue to guarantee his safety and everlasting livelihood. I said Netanyahu would sabotage the peace deal, nothing but genocide. Never trust a terrorist.
Monsters cannot be trusted.
Iran lifts missile range limits, reportedly secures Russian fighter jet deal. Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei has lifted all restrictions on the country's missile range, a senior lawmaker confirmed, following a June conflict with Israel and the United States. This decision signals a significant shift in Tehran's defense posture, with officials rejecting U.S. proposals to limit missile capabilities. Separately, leaked files reportedly indicate Russia has agreed to supply Iran with 48 Su-35 fighter jets in a €6 billion deal, with deliveries anticipated between 2026 and 2028. Iranian pilots are reportedly already training in Russia. The move to remove missile range limits comes after the June conflict exposed vulnerabilities in Iran's air defense, underscoring its drive for enhanced deterrence. The reported fighter jet acquisition would significantly upgrade Iran's aging air fleet, potentially altering the regional power balance and raising concerns in Israel, the US, and Arab states. These military advancements occur amidst stalled nuclear negotiations and reimposed sanctions by Western powers.
Mr. Putin, President, please help to Venezuela.
Iran has the right to self-defense. In Middle East, don't talk about Israelis, they are so arrogant. Arabs have chosen to be weak. But Persian are so humble, strong, they have the true character of leadership. Well done Putin, keep it up.
Give Iran 100 Orishniks missile.
He should have never limited the range to begin with. Never trust the West.
The fact that he is lifting this ban means they now have the long-range missiles in their stock already. Good move.
Netanyahu is now panicking.
All of us Russian fighter pilots appreciate you showcasing the Su-35S. It's quite a remarkable, beautiful and deadly aircraft.
Indonesia Finance Minister projects JCI to reach 36,000 by 2035. Indonesia's Finance Minister Purbaya Yudi Sadewa projected Thursday, October 9, 2025, that the nation's composite stock price index, JCI, could reach 36,000 by 2035, citing strong economic fundamentals. Speaking at the Indonesia Stock Exchange and Investor Daily Summit in Jakarta, Sadewa stated the JCI could increase 4 to 6 times from its current levels, which recently hit record highs around 8,100 to 8,200, if economic growth consistently exceeds 6%. He highlighted Indonesia's robust economic performance, driven by solid domestic consumption, rising exports, and substantial foreign direct investment, which contributed to its reclassification as an upper-middle-income country in July 2023. Sadewa also urged the stock exchange to address fried stocks, which he described as market manipulation harming small retail investors. He indicated that success in eradicating such practices, crucial for maintaining investor confidence, would be measured by the number of perpetrators handled by the exchange and the Financial Services Authority. The minister suggested that a cleaner market could also pave the way for fiscal incentives like tax reductions for the capital market industry.
This minister has no burden because he is a pure professional with no interest in certain political parties. The best, the next leader.
Mr. Purbaya does not need to promote and campaign, but the people fall in love automatically.
Steady, Mr. Purbaya, brush off officials who hold money in the bank. That makes the economy not work.
This minister is crazy, loved by the people.
I will continue to support, don't lose your spirit.
This is the first time a minister has the courage to discuss fried stocks. OJK just closed its eyes. Steady, Mr. Purbaya.
Mantap, Purbaya has high knowledge and courage like President Prabowo. Bravo Prabowo Purbaya.
At 65 years old, I have only followed 2 officials, the governor of West Java and Minister Purbaya.
Our minister, the best.
Yes, this is a minister who understands the market. Brush up on the fried, sir.
Israel's foreign exchange reserves reach record high in August 2025. Israel's foreign exchange reserves reached a record $230.32 billion in August 2025, marking a significant increase during a period of ongoing geopolitical tension. This figure represents a roughly 16% rise from $198.5 billion in September 2023, 2 years after the conflict in Gaza began. The Bank of Israel attributed the surge primarily to the revaluation of foreign currency assets, which added approximately $3.76 billion in August alone. Prudent monetary policy strategies, support from the high-tech sector, and robust exports also contributed to strengthening the shekel and bolstering reserves. Foreign exchange reserves are assets held by a central bank to balance international payments and maintain confidence in financial markets. In contrast, Indonesia's foreign exchange reserves decreased to $148.7 billion in September 2025, down from $150.7 billion the previous month. Bank Indonesia cited government external debt payments and interventions to stabilize the rupiah against a strengthening US dollar as primary factors for its decline.
Boycotted MCD. Who is unemployed brother in faith too?
Konoha Muslims often say Israel is bankrupt, the proof is just the opposite, great.
Netanyahu said, "You use a cell phone or the internet means you are within the reach of Israel horrorkoi." As long as people use cell phones, Israel's foreign exchange will continue to skyrocket.
2 years of war, and against 7 fronts at the same time, and yet foreign reserves are rising rather rapidly. This alone makes it easy to see whose God is true and powerful.
Both are smart, The difference is, Israel is smart to make money. Re is smart to produce corruption, Nenk.
Israel is economically and technologically rich, which is why Arab countries will think twice 10 times over when confronting Israel. GDP per capita alone in 2024 will be 630 million rupiah, while ours will be only 63 million rupiah. This is one of the reasons why Netanyahu does not need approval from Indonesia.
Many paid tribute to Israel from the Arab region, as a form of gratitude for blocking Hamas. Thank you, Israel.
I will bless those who bless you, and I will rebuke those who rebuke you. Through you all peoples of the earth will be blessed.
Komeito withdraws from Japan's ruling coalition with LDP. Komeito withdrew from Japan's ruling coalition government with the Liberal Democratic Party, LDP, today, citing an inadequate response to its demands for political funds reform. The party had pressed for immediate LDP approval of its proposals to amend the Political Funds Control Act, specifically regarding corporate and group donations and the upfront disclosure of faction slush funds. LDP President Sanae Takaichi expressed regret following the decision, stating Komeito unilaterally informed the LDP of its departure after a meeting. Takaichi noted the LDP required internal party procedures to address such detailed legislative proposals and could not provide an immediate answer, requesting further discussions next week. She emphasized the LDP had made sincere efforts to explain its position and found the conclusion regrettable, given the two parties had cooperated for 26 years.
Great coalition breaking.
I don't want a Soka Gakkai.
It's wonderful. Once Mr. Takaichi became president, things started moving in the right direction. He was able to dissolve the coalition with Komeito, which all the people thought was strange. The tricks of the trash have also become clear. Japan will change, in a positive direction. President Sanae Takaichi is being lambasted by Komeito. Dissolve the coalition. Now the spy prevention law will be enacted. Komeito had opposed the spy prevention law. President Sanae Takaichi, Banzai /.
Wow, seriously, this is unlike any politics I've ever seen.
That alone is already more work than Ishiba has done.
I believe that the crushing of Takaichi from the old media and other leftists will accelerate. Let the people protect Takaichi. If so, you should have left when Kishida and Ishiba were in office. Because it's Mr. Takaichi, isn't it?
This alone will cause my personal approval rating to explode.
Syrian government, SDF discuss ceasefire agreement implementation. Syrian government officials and a delegation from the Syrian Democratic Forces, SDF, including Commander Mazloum Abdi, recently met in Damascus to discuss the full and gradual implementation of a March 10 agreement. The talks, which followed unrest in Aleppo and involved U.S. envoy Thomas Blake, focused on a comprehensive ceasefire that Defense Minister Maruf al-Assaf confirmed would begin immediately. The March 10 agreement outlines a ceasefire, joint security coordination in northern and eastern Syria, and Damascus's recognition of Kurdish rights within the Syrian state. It also calls for the integration of SDF institutions into the Syrian administration. Syrian President's advisor Ahmad Muwaffaq Zaidan urged the SDF to expedite implementation, emphasizing a unified Syria. Separately, Central Bank Governor Abdul Qadir al-Hazriya announced new Syrian currency without images or symbols, aiming to reflect national unity.
We want Syria to be the most beautiful country in the world, so much so that the whole world wants to visit it and live in it. Let's promise each other that we will work, study and have a bright future.
SDF leaders are not Syrians, so what is the government waiting for?
How can one integrate with such a world of treachery as a characteristic of Turkey's followers, while we Syrians do not live with each other for better or worse?
Congratulations to the Syrians.
We do not accept the SDF terrorist militias, even if they join the army. The blood of our people in the Syrian Arabian Peninsula will not dry up, and we will hold you accountable even if the government pardons you.
1,000 times we ask to replace the current currency with the Umayyad dinar, which is one of the demands of the people.
Let's go ahead and print a new currency and get rid of the old system's shit.
Israel-Hamas implement Gaza ceasefire, prisoner exchange. Israel and Hamas began implementing a ceasefire and prisoner exchange agreement in the Gaza Strip on Friday, October 10, following approval by Israel's cabinet. The deal, which Hamas leader Khalil al-Hayya announced earlier in the week, includes the release of approximately 48 Israeli hostages, with about 20 believed to be alive, within 72 hours. In exchange, Israel will release around 2,000 Palestinian prisoners, including 250 serving life sentences and 1,700 arrested since October 7, 2023. Israeli Defense Forces began withdrawing from certain areas of Gaza, while maintaining control over roughly half the enclave. The agreement also mandates an immediate increase in humanitarian aid, with Israel committing to allow hundreds of aid trucks daily. This agreement marks the first phase of a broader peace plan initiated by the U.S. administration, with intensive mediation efforts from Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey. The U.S. has provided assurances to Hamas, via mediators, that it supports the plan and will monitor its implementation. While the deal has prompted celebrations, further negotiations are anticipated to address complex issues such as the future governance of Gaza and the disarmament of Hamas.
We do not forget dear Yemen, which did not leave us until the end. O God, protect Yemen and its people.
As for the Arabs, history failed them before they failed Palestine, and Gaza stood alone to teach us the meaning of dignity when everyone is silent. We ask our people in Gaza to beware of the treachery of the Zionists, for they cannot be trusted. Be wary of the return of the Zionist aggression on your land. Greetings to you from the land of Algeria. This man is a powerful political mujahid.
I have been eagerly awaiting this statement in Abu Ubaida's voice.
Where are you, Abu Ubaida, to broadcast the news of victory? The blessed Gaza has become the beloved of the whole world and exposed everything, and I ask God to give it victory in this world and the next. The same introduction of Abu Ubaida, may Allah have mercy on him, whether he was alive or a martyr. Without feeling, I kissed the screen. May God reward you with all the best. You are an honor and a crown on our heads. We salute and honor this brave hero. May God protect you, Sheikh of the Palestinian resistance.
Gaza residents celebrate reported ceasefire. Return to Gaza City. Palestinians in the Gaza Strip are celebrating a reported ceasefire and the opening of Al-Rashid Street today, allowing displaced residents to return to Gaza City following an agreement announced by U.S. President Donald Trump. Residents gathered at Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital Square, expressing widespread joy with chants and celebratory gunfire, as sounds of planes and shelling reportedly ceased. Large numbers of people are moving towards Gaza City, with reports indicating Israeli tanks have retreated from key areas and warships are no longer firing. Israeli forces were observed redeploying from the Nusayrat axis. The agreement, brokered through diplomatic efforts involving Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey, stipulates that Hamas and other Palestinian factions are to release 20 living Israeli captives and the bodies of 28 others. In exchange, Israel is expected to release over 1,000 Palestinian prisoners. The deal also includes the withdrawal of Israeli forces from most of Gaza and aims to ensure the immediate entry of humanitarian aid. Gaza City has reportedly lacked food and fuel for hospitals for 10 days following a 2-year conflict.
Our hearts and souls are with you, people of steadfastness. Where are you, Anas al-Sharif, and where are you, Abu Ubaidah?
May they never deceive us again.
O Allah, please protect our brothers in Palestine.
I remembered Lance Sharif was waiting for this moment with bated breath, God rest his soul.
May Abu Ubaidah rise from the dead, and may the joy be twofold.
From Yemen, we say to the people of Gaza and Gaza only, but we have seen your miracles that only you can bear, you inspiring heroes.
We ask Allah to fulfill this agreement with good news and victory for the people of Gaza.
O God, show us in the Bani Zion and those who support them your greatest revenge sooner rather than later, O Lord of the worlds. For they are not unable to help you, O God, your victory that you promised to the people of Gaza, the most honorable and dear people of the earth, the heroic heroes and all the free people of Palestine. Our hearts are with you, people of Gaza, O Lord, constant joy, O Lord. Occupy your enemies with themselves, O Lord. Greetings from Morocco.